For decades, figure skaters Randy Gardner and Ty Babylonia were America's sweethearts.
While the pair was raking in the medals and world titles, at home, Gardner always had questions about his own past. 10 years ago, Randy Gardner confirmed his suspicions. He was adopted at birth, and his biological mom lived in Coeur. KXLY4's Andy Bishop live in North Idaho. Andy, Gardner was in Coeur for the first time to visit his new mom.
The pair first met 10 years ago. This, however, was Gardner's first visit to Coeur d'Alene to reconnect with his mother, Dottie, who actually just works right up the street from where we are here. Today, they shared their story.
And then we went to the 76 Olympics in Innsbruck, Austria.
Randy Gardner is an ice skating legend. For decades, Gardner and Ty Babylonia carved their way into the hearts of millions of people across the world. Even so, it wasn't enough.
All the skating, all the success, all the fame, all that stuff, exposure, wasn't who I am. It was what I became and what I did, but it wasn't this boy or man. I didn't know who that was.
Gardner was adopted, but he didn't know until 10 years ago. His adoptive family never told him. Thousands of miles away in Coeur d'Alene, Dottie Baca was keeping a secret of her own.
It was awful. I cried for a week.
At just 18, Dottie was raped and became pregnant. She gave Randy up for adoption right after he was born. She never stopped thinking about him.
Every day for the last 50 years. I did, and I talked to my husband, and he knew. And I talked to my husband, and I said, one of these days he might end up on our doorstep.
Sure enough, in August of 1998, Dottie's prayers were answered. With the help of a search agency, Gardner confirmed he was in fact adopted. He tracked Dottie down and sent her this letter. Dottie's husband read it over the phone while she was at work.
And he said, "Oh my God, Dottie, oh my God." And I said, "Well, what is it?" And he said, "It's a letter from your son."
The two exchanged several letters, phone calls, and eventually met in person. There is no denying they are family.
We both talk a lot. We're both real outgoing.
At first, Gardner was modest about his career, only telling Dottie he was a performing athlete. She had watched him on TV before, but never knew him as anything more than just a skater. When she realized who he was, there was no envy, only a mother's love.
I was really proud of him, and I was really proud that I did what I did.
Gardner is now writing a book about his experience. His story will also be featured in an upcoming issue in People magazine. He hopes his book will inspire other adoptive children to seek out and reconnect with their biological parents. Reporting live in Coeur d'Alene, Annie Bishop, KXLY4.
All right, Annie.
They're both so lucky.
Good story.